Oh, that's wrong switch. That's the button I
Well,
would press.
unfollowed.
That's the button. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, no, that was the reasoning I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and not because I was playing Football Manager and also editing videos and creating the backlog for the YouTube channel. No, that's exactly why I was awake last night making that.
I got some cheap video editing software because I've never really done it before.
Mhm.
I used to do it. I could easily take clips off of YouTube, and then YouTube had their own little video editor thing.
Yeah.
That was pish, but it worked fine for me. And I could easily do whatever I wanted to do on that, and I was happy with it. And then they fucking got rid of it. So I bought. It was reduced price, so I spent 6 hours doing a 1.5
Welcome to video editing. Welcome to video editing. Do you know that thing that you think is only going to take you an hour? Yeah, no. Take the amount of time you did creating that thing or recording it, multiply it by 2.5, and that's how much time editing on that 1 hour project.
Yeah, I pity Rach when she does it, because I've heard some people can take about 6.5 hours to do some editing. It's like,
do we all remember the episode 50 opening?
Yes.
Like where it was like welcome to episode, and it went through all 50 episodes.
Yep.
The clipping, editing, cutting that down, making sure it was working. That was about like 5 hours. For like a minute and a half, because you had to cut it down, do it, and then the rendering time is the worst.
Because it slows your PC up as well, doesn't it, when it's doing that?
Yeah. Well, I tend to. This is the reason why I have Football Manager on my computer, because it's the only game that doesn't require an internet connection. So like in most cases, if we're doing a 20-minute video, it takes my computer about 11 minutes to render it in about 720p. So once it's rendered at that amount of time, I start uploading them, and usually they take about 25 to 30 minutes of video to upload. Multiply that by 9 videos uploading and editing. Even if you're running simultaneously, there's going to be some layover of about like an hour and a half where I can't essentially play an online game because I'm uploading videos. So I play Football Manager because you press the space bar and you watch the little dots run around.
Yeah, that's it. It takes the time, doesn't it, away, and you think, oh, videos are rendered. Oh shit, it's about 2 hours gone. Where's that gonna happen?
Or I go to bed.
Yeah, let them do it. Yeah,
the thing is like, but you know, the computer's on anyways, so
yeah, might as well let it do something important.
Mm-hmm.
So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with TGWPI. It's season 3, episode 9, and this is the start of a new era, I guess, for TGWPI, because it's the one Saturday every month where we have a guest on at a reasonable time for all of us, really. Even if it's 10 o'clock in the morning for you guys.
I can at least be up at this. It's gonna get weirder when we have the time change again. When we get like synced out when we're like 5 hours in. At least it'll be 11 o'clock on my time, and I'll feel a little bit better. But no.
Oh
yeah. The only thing I have to do now is figure out. So, for all of you who listen to the show on the audio, I'm gonna say right now, I'm sorry that it's late. But because of YouTube guidelines, Twitch guidelines, I needed to wait 24 hours from whenever the show ended to post it. So, because we're not about to get in trouble with Papa Twitch.
No, because they're the ones funding us at the moment. It seems, some people donating to our channel and subscribing and giving us bits. So we got to keep them happy. So good afternoon, everybody. As I say, this is episode 9 of season 3 of the TGWPI. And joining me, because I'm Lardteamaker, is James Atkinson.
Hi, I'm the slightly disheveled guy in the upper right-hand corner who may or may not have woken up at about 30 minutes ago.
Even though I look disheveled and I woke up hours ago. But joining us, now it was supposed to be Lucy Wincher, today.
I
Unfortunately,
mean, she's really changed her look.
yeah, she has. I mean, she's gone for a weird bearded look, but she's not very well. So unfortunately, she's not able to join us. But I want to send everybody to give her well wishes and hope she gets better soon. And we'll try and have her on down the line. So get well soon, Lucy. But at the last minute, and I thank him so very much for doing so, and he's just above us on the screen there, it's the Reverse Pro Gamer Dougie.
I will.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, how are you doing? I've been on before. Hopefully you know me.
We do.
The one that plays games really badly.
Alongside the rest of us.
Well, I remember having a Monster Hunter stream earlier this week that I called Subpar Monster Hunting.
Why? What happened?
Well, it's just my gameplay. I'm playing. I assume I played that game not very good because it's hunting monsters. I also take like the really easy way. I play with the heavy bow gun, which means I just stand away and shoot it from a distance. Let all the other guys run up there with their fancy swords and shit. I'm fine playing this and just like I'm just gonna shoot, reload, shoot, reload. That's why it's subpar. It's not interesting. It's not like
This thing's good though.
Yeah.
I was playing Dark Souls today, and I got Bionic JT to come in, and he was really good. He went ahead, and I stood back and watched him kill everything. And I got the souls for it.
Sometimes that's the best way to do things. Just let somebody else do all the work, and you just sit there and reap the benefit.
Yeah, damn right. Unless, of course, there's a big story game that you haven't played before, and then you want to join in and listen to the story, and then they run off and go, "Oh, we got to do this bit next," and you kind of go, okay.
But the side mission's down this way.
Yeah, it's like, but I want to explore. There's something shiny over there. There may be bulbs. No, oh, okay, let's go.
Is Duke Nukem? No.
No. So yeah, so on today's show, a couple of bits of news items really, what we've been playing. I'll probably talk a little bit about the Extra Life stuff, and yeah, the shout outs, and then we can go continue our Saturday. So shall we get into it? Do you want to do the big thing we were talking about before the show? Or do you want to ease in to the heavy stuff?
What, the news story?
Yeah, the news story that you said we could talk about.
The ninja one?
The ninja one.
Let's talk about ninja. All right. Okay. There was 3 news stories, and like the big one, I'm like, it's like the big for us, the big for the future, or the big one because of ninja. Yeah. Since everybody else weighed in, let's talk about this. Ninja. First of all, he talked to Polygon, which say what you will about that decision, but and kind of almost like an offhand comment that they tend to focus their article on. He said that he doesn't really play with female streamers, and that kind of got a lot of people upset, rightly so. So much so that he had to come back on and explain his reasoning. Now, given what you think of either ninja streaming and streaming and different types of female streamers, essentially he boiled down to his saying is that I've talked with my wife. This is a decision that we made, and I don't want to feed into the rumor mill that follows either A, streaming with female streamers. Do they like each other? Do they know? Because of his personality, how sometimes it can seem as like flirting and digging into that kind of whole nonsense with people flirting, or if in another sense, just digging into your every high school drama situation, because he's seen it happen enough times on the internet. And I assume that given the internet and him watching other people go through such issues, he didn't want to bring that upon either A, the female streamer, B, himself, or C, his wife. Which, I mean, like the decision or not, he's made it. I can at least, it's not like he's doing it because he doesn't want to be with like Twitch thoughts. He actually just wants to protect his family and his life. And I'm pretty sure watching a few other people having self-destructing personal life, Dr. Disrespect, it's not a bad decision. But, at the same time, he's one of the largest streamers on Twitch, and he can create a lot of viewership and a lot of awareness about streaming with very good female streamers. So you're kind of hit a double-edged sword. But at the same time, with all the charity and the stuff that he does he have to also take on that mantle too? Is my question. Is it because he's the largest streamer on Twitch? Does he not only have to be the largest streamer, be a good role model, do this, be entertaining, and also then make sure that he's equally, you know, just championing women's rights, championing the animal shelters he does, championing the various different charity causes that he does? Is this another mantle that we have to take on because we want all the people that we respect and all the people that we see as celebrities to basically embody everything that we want?
Yes, is a short answer to that one. I'll explain why. Now, I respect the fact he wants privacy. I completely respect that because we all do to a certain point. We're not film stars. We're not celebrities. We're streamers. We're gamers. We're normal people. However, because we're putting ourselves in a spotlight that people watch, that people we can influence, we do have to have some sort of, I don't know, professionalism, I guess, some sort of code, almost like we're almost role models to some people. We can influence and actually make people's lives better just by gaming, just by talking to them, because there's an interaction there. It's a different medium to a film because you're watching a character on a film. Now, unless we are pretty much saying this is a show of some sort, we're putting our different character on. People don't know that on Twitch. People think that the person they're seeing is the real person. Like us. We're the real person. We're not a character. Yeah, we have different ID names, but we're still them. You may just turn the volume of yourself up a little bit, but essentially, unless you're Dr. Disrespect, we're that person that they're talking to. And well, as I say, I respect the fact he wants to have his personal life kept away from it. I get that, I really, really do get that. I don't think cutting off the gender, the gender is going to be is the right way to do it. I mean, as we've said before, when we have lady guests on, it's 52% of the gaming population is women. So it's kind of like, to me, by not streaming with female gamers, and I hate using that term because essentially we're gamers, end of. It almost feels like he's cutting off his nose to spite his face on that one. He's cutting off his potential audience. And as I said before the show started, with all the harassment, with all the arseholes on the internet, and as you said, James, it's like a bigger playground. It's a high school drama that's all there. You will get arseholes everywhere. You will get in it. I'm not condoning them at all in any way, shape, or form, because they should not be acting the way they are. And it's because they have anonymity that they are able to do that. So there needs to be a punishment for the crime of doing what they're doing. End of. But it doesn't help the situation by saying, I'm not going to stream with females. You need to make this normalized, because the more people see female gamers just enjoying themselves, having fun without having the harassment, the more it becomes normal in their head. And when it becomes normal in their head, then it goes away. And what's the biggest thing that bullies do? It's because of someone different than them that they don't think is normal, they don't agree with. You take that away, then the problem, in my opinion, has a bigger chance of going away. But that's my thoughts. How about yourself, Dougie? What do you think?
I'm kind of more along the lines with you. Like I play with girl streamers, girls, ladies. No problem at all. Like I said, it is kind of just me. I don't really put on any extra character, really. Yeah. It's just me. But like I say, I know, was it? I've never really seen a ninja stream. I think I've seen a YouTube video of is it Mr. Beast? He he raided him once and tried to make him do stuff, and he was donating money to him. But that's about all I've seen of a Ninja stream.
Yeah.
But I know, was it Boogie tweeted out something along the lines of that he normally does a raid at the end of his stream to somebody else who's usually got low figures and such like, and he raided some woman's stream, and you know, he's still getting people saying, "Oh, did you get our number?" and all that sort of stuff. You know, I was just like, what? No. It's just, you know, we're a community. We work together. We've got, you know, Melly, and we've got Vicky and Fem and all that. The stream.
Yeah.
That's never crossed my mind. That just, you know, just raid them. Share the love.
So essentially, this is it, he's kind of backed himself into a no-win scenario here, because anything he does do, it's not going to be enjoyed. But granted that he's also the one of if not the largest streamer on Twitch.
Yeah.
How many followers have you got?
Metric ton.
A couple of million or something.
And what just stupid amount. And let's not, this shouldn't diminish this is I look at, I've turned this into in my head. This is the Kevin Spacey situation. Does this one act, as minimal as it is, diminish what he has done? Does it diminish the content that he's done and the stuff that he's created? Like, you know, the fact that he's helped raise $300,000 for Destiny Con, which raised over $2.7 million for St. Jude's. Does it change the fact that, like, they support a charity every single month with streams? That he's gone and won a Fortnite tournament where he's donated $500,000 of his earnings from that tournament to Alzheimer's research?
It will, and the only reason I say it will is because it's that whole thing. If people remember the bad stuff or a lot more than the good stuff, because it's almost like I was looking into a customer service thing that we used to have when I was working in retail. You have good customer service, you'll tell one person. Yeah. If you have bad customer service, the person who has that bad customer service will tell 4 people. And then they'll tell 4, and then they'll tell 4. So that bad the thing that bad thing be with him for quite a while. It's just the way it is, and that's why we've discussed in the past about it being so careful about what you say, about what comes up on the internet, because the internet, as I will quote someone else, the internet will remember. So yeah, unfortunately, it will. And you can see where he wants coming from, but the internet won't.
Well, it's what I say. When people have got anonymity, they think they're, you know, they can do and say anything with no consequence.
But the internet remembers, and it will come back to bite them.
We'll see. I think he's lost some subscribers from this. I don't think it's enough to cause a huge drop in the bucket. And then once again, if this is something where he changes and he starts streaming with a few female streamers, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
At the same time, if in my mind, if he doesn't stream with a female streamer, but if he supports them in their community and he does raids to them and that kind of stuff, I believe that's a show in the right direction. But I personally can respect his choice not to, because he doesn't want to put his personal family through the drama that many female and male streamers have gone through because they don't fit the worldview of their communities. But at the same time, you know, and I think we should also caveat to say he's never saying that he doesn't like. It's not like he cuts himself off from female streamers.
He's just saying he's not.
He doesn't
putting himself in that position where people are going to spread rumors and bullshit about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, people are going to spread rumors and bullshit regardless of what he does.
Yeah, here's the question I have for you guys. Right, if he'd done this without saying he was going to do it in a public light, would that be a better way of him getting around this issue?
So if he just never said anything?
Yeah, if he hadn't said he's not gonna do multi streams of female streamers, he would have just streamed, carried on without mentioning it, and only streamed.
Nobody probably would have brought up. But also, let's put a little bit of the onus on Polygon here, because They knew what they were doing writing this article. Like, it was like a kind of a pseudo offhand comment that he made, and they kind of turned it into the center point of an article.
Mhm.
So, I mean, once again, shame on the game's media for trying to put somebody in a bad light. And it came out, and let's be happy with something here, right? He didn't murder anybody. He didn't have.
Yeah.
He's not being infidel. He's not infidelity here. So let's just say, like, it's not what he's doing is so onerous in the sense that he should be shunned completely from all public life.
Mm.
But like, they found a nugget, and they said, let's make this the centerpiece because this is gonna not only drive people to the website to read the article, but then they got him to come back and explain himself, and they got more people to come and look at the article. So it's a business decision for Polygon. It's a win.
It's a paparazzi thing, isn't it?
It's absolutely a
Well,
paparazzi thing.
Did you see that thing, Lard, that was it Chris Bratz tweeted because some guy had there was like there was a thing from the Sun newspaper online
Oh yes, I saw this. Yes.
where they'd said, was it Fortnite?
Yeah, it was Fortnite.
Fortnite drove
Saying-
the person to alcoholism and suicide.
Yeah.
A suicide attempt. And the Sun, the journalists at the Sun actual paper said, we've never been, they tweeted out afterwards saying, we've never heard of this story. We have absolutely nothing to do with that. And it was some external journalist who was just looking for dirt to sell. So he was paying people £100 for an interview.
Yeah, because he tried doing it with Chris Pratt.
Yeah. So it was looking for this could potentially, it wasn't like, it hasn't been brought up. It's like, I'm going for that, I'm looking for some dirt, something bad that this game does to people, it's addictive and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, it's like the UK article that came out that said that like Fortnite was causing kids to like get like lose sleep and like get like bad grades in school and get nervous and stuff because the game would ping their cell phones and they would like tell them to keep playing and stuff. But like if you read actually what the game was, it wasn't Fortnite. It was one of those mobile like horror games where they would text you messages as part of like the horror game. So it's like, so nobody did any fucking research. They just assumed Fortnite big game, all kids play Fortnite, so it must be this game. But it's just
The rule of thumb with things like the Daily Mail over here, the Sun, the Express, the Mirror, all of these are sensationalist headlines just to sell papers, especially the print version, because I was in the Scottish Sun with the stream, and you were as well, weren't you, Dougie?
I was too, yeah.
Yeah.
So
now
was,
the guy we spoke
Wait.
to was very reasonable.
yeah.
Yes, even he went at us and went, "Yeah, that's bullshit." Because they look at this stuff that's in the print, and it's different to the online stuff a lot.
so what we're ultimately saying is Ninja in the wrong. Depends on your point of view. I'm gonna go with that way. I'm gonna say some people may agree with them, some people don't. I'm gonna say depends on your point of view. Is Polygon a little bit in the wrong? Yeah. I think that they have a little they shouldn't blame Ninja totally for this because he did say the words, but at the same time Polygon did make it the centerpiece of an article that they did, and they led with the title of the article, I believe, was why Ninja doesn't stream with female streamers.
Yeah, and it's almost kind of like going, "You must be sexist" or something like that, and it's just like, don't just yeah, they have to take some responsibility for it.
This is like during the transfer window when they said, like, they asked Bale, they said like, would you ever want to return to Tottenham? And he said, it may be great to do that someday. And the next article is Bale returning to Tottenham this year, signing inevitable. And it's just like, no, it's an offhand comment. Somebody asked him if he would like to go back to Tottenham. He said it would be nice. And they just assume that now he's going to sign for Tottenham for like £200 million because that's it. By the way, I know we missed it, but if you guys ever want to see sensationalized, just read transfer rumors leading up to the end of the English transfer window. It is the funniest shit in the world. Just the gossip and the rumors are just insane. Beats out any celebrity gossip column. In a sense, it is a celebrity gossip column.
It really is in a way because footballers also looked at celebrities over here,
Yeah, you know,
which I guess,
Ronaldo's only making £65 million
only.
a year. He's the highest paid athlete. Do you know who the second highest paid athlete is? Zach Greinke, making $33 million a year. Ronaldo is double that. Double.
That's crazy amount of money. It really is.
Well, I think Fiat struck. The workers struck because they're like, you can't give us a pay raise, but we can buy Ronaldo. Okay.
Shall we talk about nicer things?
Yes.
Last week I wasn't here on the show, as you know.
It was American Fiasco.
And I did hear, and it was a nice show. It was fine. It was all good. I was in London. I went down to the Big Smoke for the Play Expo that was down there. I met up with Tom, friend of the show. Also went up with a Game Shed. Now, if you want to actually see what we're up to on there, the Game Shed have a video on their channel on YouTube to have a look at. And yeah, it was fine. It was great. We played a lot of pinball, a lot of real pinball as well. And it's nice when you see people's passions re-sparked, rekindled. And the Game Shed there definitely had it on there because we played a lot. And it felt like an old classic arcade that you used to go into when you was at the seaside, or when the fun fair came to town. Felt the only weird sort of side of it was like the lights were really down apart from the arcade machines, so it felt really dingy in certain areas.
That's what the arcades were like.
Yeah, this is true.
Did you just have Rush playing the entire time?
It should have been. It really should have been as we were walking by the arcade machines. But yeah, no, it did take me back. It really did take me back to when I was younger, and that's not a bad thing at all. It really isn't. I got a couple of things. I'll show you one of them because I got for the Mega Drive, for the Genesis, for you guys in the States, I got Batman Returns, but a game I was waiting, close to maybe 20 years, maybe a bit more, to actually buy and play more than a demo, was Roll Cage. This thing right here was one of the things that got my competitive juices going when I was younger, because we got a demo of it. And there was a little prize on one of them to do a level, to do a time trial really, really, really well, get in the top 10. And I tried. I put a shit ton of hours into this. I got so frustrated with this, missing it by inches. And the one thing I didn't do was buy the game when it was out in that time. But now I have it, and now I just need to be asked to fire up my PS3 to put it in and play it, because that's the other thing. Just needing to do it. But so there was a few traders there. There wasn't a great deal of traders that in that bit, but because it was fairly small. It was kind of new to London because they normally do play expos in Blackpool, Manchester. But it did have the Oliver twins there. Which, if you know the law of like Codemasters and Dizzy, these two created Dizzy. And so Mark from the Game Shed had a fangirl moment of it. It was nice to see. Even though if you watch the video, you see his face, it does look a bit derpy, as he said himself. It's kind of like, oh. Which is awesome. But I can recommend going to there. It was like 20 quid for me to go for a day. Play as many games as you want. We even tried a version of Ticket to Ride. There's like a bit of a New York City map, where you do the cars instead of the metro. Yeah, that's still a good game. I do still like Ticket to Ride, so it was fun. It was, I say, I will try posting a link in the chat for the video from them. So I'm going to link them, and the reason why I'm giving them all the credit in the world for doing this video is one, because it's theirs, and two, I ain't plagiarizing like a certain person that used to work at IGN. All right. So that's that bit of news. Any other bits of news you want to talk about, dudes, while I'm searching for this video?
Ooh, we had, what was the other thing? THQ Nordic owns Time Splitters. It is now with a company that can make video games. So for everybody who loves Time Splitters, it's with a company that's happy to have the IP. So there may be things in the future about that. Also, didn't like the EA's lead developer leave 2 months before Battlefield coming out? Lead designer.
He got £40 million bonus or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the video in the chat of this from the Game Shed. So give it a look. Also give them a follow as well, because they're good. They're good. They're good people. They're good guys. They're fun guys to hang out as well.
I should also say thanks for all the people who have started subscribing again to our YouTube channel. We went from having 109 to 116 people now.
Yes, it's heading back in the right direction. I like it.
Well, it's funny when you actually put content on a website that people start actually following it and watching it and stuff. It's really interesting. Granted, we have stuff actually going out twice a day, so that's positive.
And the only other bit of news we were talking about was did you guys see any of QuakeCon? Because I watched some today. Primarily the Doom Eternal gameplay.
Yep, I mean,
say that again.
Doom Eternal. Oh, sorry.
Doom. That's
Eternal
the
gameplay. Thank you, Dougie. And it's and before we go any further, though, we have to do that.
It does. It's not a thing. Hang on. Remember, I have it on buttons now. I took the control away from the chat because knowing how they would do this, they would just troll the shit out of us with it. So I have control of but not only the air horn, but this thing. This thing. This thing.
Do it now. Do it now.
So there's that, and then also, by the way, because I haven't changed it since the last time he was on, I actually still have this button, which tells you to follow the Reverse Pro Gamer.
Hey.
It's almost like I left it there the last time he was on and never changed it because we haven't had a guest on since then.
Just say you had it prepared. It's all right.
I did have it prepared over for 5 weeks. I had the foresight and the knowledge to realize I don't have to change this in 4 weeks because Dougie will be on next before we have anybody else on. I'll totally take credit for that.
I even sent you on Twitter the video I edited if you want to take a look.
Oh yes, that's a good point. Actually, we can do that in the news if you want.
The video that we edited? Okay, was that the thing that
you sent? No, the one I did. That's what I said.
Okay, is that the one that you also sent in Discord?
Oh, did it go in Discord?
You posted something in our Discord.
I posted that was the live
and then it said, "Oh, it's too much," and then please subscribe to the Discord Nitro. But maybe it didn't go.
So you did it on Twitter. See, the thing is, once again, James does not look at Twitter. That's a Will thing.
It is. It is.
Okay. All right, hang on. Let's
in 2014.
Okay, there we go. Let's what's the I think we're going to do it this way. We're going to switch over to game real quick cuz I have to, and then we're going to do window capture. Oh, I don't want to mess with that. Hang on. Window capture. Add source. Window capture 2, that's fine. Add new source. We want to add from Goo. Not that one. This one. Okay. Done. And we're going to move it there. And we're going to press play and figure out what this is.
In 2014, a crap gamer was persuaded to stream a game that he'd never complete. This man promptly created a community and escaped the confines of YouTube to the undergrounds of Twitch. With the shambolic community team, they barely even survive as players on PUBG or Fortnite. If you have a problem, if there's really zero help, maybe you've accidentally hired Team Shambles.
There we go. See? I told you I could get it to work.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm still proud of that.
Is it the first time you used your editing software to actually edit kind of a video together like that? You never forget that. You always get a sense of
Never. I had six hours doing it, and then I think I had to spend another 45 minutes trying to do various recordings of the voice over bit at the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's
so I'll never grow tired of that.
no. I agree with you. Trust me, when I created some much as the opening. For those of you who didn't watch, the opening was new this week. I watched that about 6 times after I got it done. For multiple reasons, but for me, it's the joy of the fact that I've created this and it's something wonderful and I want to enjoy it. But at the other same time, a lot of that is based on music, is cues in the music. So getting when Lard's name comes up, when Coffee Night comes up, is all cued to peaks and dives in the music. So there are times when my girlfriend would look over at me and I'm about this far away from the computer screen with the text pulled up so it's going by millisecond, and I'm looking at the dips and dives in the actual music to find the right millisecond where I need to put the fade in. This is why I don't do editing that much, because I get really meticulous and shit needs to happen.
That's why I leave you to it.
But Dougie, bravo. And that's why you have Twitter, Will.
Throw
You
together.
can handle the Twitter. I will make sure the videos go out on time.
It's fair enough. I think it's a good trade-off. I can sometimes do accents.
See, and the only way that let's be honest, people. The only way I tweet is with this thing right here, #Elgato Stream Deck, is because I have little buttons right there that are, you guys can't see because they're blue, but it's Go Live Podcast, Go Live Metal Gear Solid, just generalized going live. I press a button, it tweets for me, and that's it. I don't need to do anything else. I don't have to go on there. I don't have to do anything else. The fact that who tweeted this? I did respond to a tweet this week, though.
Yes, you did. You responded to Bingy Dude from PS Nation, Pinball Guy, Taris. That's him.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, Tom. But yeah, so what was I going to say? It's because the saying in chat about people can do voices and accents. I can sometimes do them because we might as well go on to what we're playing.
Yeah,
I've started Fable. Last week somehow I voice corrected because you have a trader with the regional accents in this. It's very, very sort of West Country Brummy sort of area. And one of them was a trader and it said, he started talking like this, you see, and it got caught up. And so I might as well just continue with this while streaming Fable because it just sounds like it works.
See, the question is now: are you playing a character?
Well, I'm playing the character itself, you see. Which, see, I might as well go with that voice for the character because it just worked. So, but I really am enjoying Fable so far. It was a little bit buggy. It just was a little bit buggy when I played it because it crashed on me in 2 places until I beat the mission. It's almost like the game was going, you can't beat this. You can't beat Whisper at this challenge. Then you don't get to play the game at all until you do it. So you don't even get the chance to go back to it. You have to do it first. So
here's a question. How many hours are you in Fable?
I'd say about 4 or 5 hours in.
Okay, because there's at the European Speedrunners Expo, a guy did a 100% run of Fable and the Lost Chapters in 3 hours and 50 minutes.
Holy shit!
So you're already behind that pace.
How many glitches did he do to
None.
get through that? Wow.
He just routed it. He also used exploits, where what he would do is when you use the Force Wave ability, when you hit enemies with it, it adds to your multiplier, but it also counts for dead bodies as well. So when he was in an arena fighting and there's just dead bodies all over the place, he was making his multiplier jump by like 6 or 7 points. And so once he got to the point where he had like a 250 plus multiplier, he drank all of his skill magic potions. So like if you got that potion that like grants you like strength, when you drink it, it takes the multiplier into effect. So he drank it, and like it was like 10,000 orbs multiplied by 250. And then at that point, he like went and was like, "I have all the skills now."
Jeez. See, I was getting like shadow here a little bit wound up. Bye, Tom. Hi, Vicky. So we didn't say hi to you. Yeah, so basically, in the first couple of missions, you kind of get that one where the guy's sitting by a pier, and he's saying about wanting you to meet his daughter. So you go for the haircut, and you get the stupidest fucking haircut ever. And then you also pick up like a garment, like a bit of a dress, top half of a dress. And I left that. I didn't change that at all. I was going to go through that for a laugh. And Shadow was wound up. I was like, "You're not playing it quite right. You need more armor." So I like this. I think this is funny. It's like, yeah, but you're not hitting them easier. I was like, oh, okay, I'll upgrade then. Because the game feels like it's going to be silly, it really does feel like it's going to be a very silly game.
I think that's the problem people had with Fable, is that they thought it was going to be like when it's silly and it's hilarious, but when it tries to pull it back and become serious, it doesn't do enough. So you're still feeling like you're in a lark of. I mean, like, let's put it this way: when your version of hey is flirting,
you have to flirt with a demon door.
Hey,
yeah.
How are you doing?
I mean,
how you doing, demon door?
Insofar, it's not like Yakuza, which I also played this week. That nice little link, where you get the really silly quests. Yeah, because that's coming out this week, isn't it?
Do you know what they did with it? They didn't just put it in the new engine. They added more things to it. You can play as Najima again.
Nice.
You can throw, like, part of one of your heat actions is you can actually throw people in through storefront windows and then continue fighting them in the store. And even better, and this is one guy said this was amazing thing about Kiwami too. He said, like, at one point he was outnumbered, so he ran into a sushi restaurant and he turned around because he fired them. And they all ran in after him, and they stopped for a second, and they all looked, and then they all turned around and just walked out of the sushi restaurant because they didn't want to disturb the patrons that were eating in the sushi restaurant. So they stopped fighting him because of that.
Nice. See, I want to get to 6, but I don't want to get to 6 just yet, even though I have it. because I want to go through them all again. And we
Yeah.
know the remasters are coming out of 3, 4,
And
5.
they're not. The thing is, they're doing remasters the right way because they're not just remastering them. They're not just putting the paint like it's HD now. Surprise, have fun. It's like, oh yeah, it's in the new engine that we created for 6. We've then rejumped off of it. We've added more to the game to let you do that. And they've also done stuff too now where like certain abilities and certain level ups are not only based on like story progression, but like doing things in the game. So like unlocking heat actions, like you need to like eat sushi to like unlock like a heat action for doing something with chopsticks. Or like you have to do a mini game and it unlocks a heat action with an item that you can interact with in the game. And he said like one guy he wanted to and he did he did some mini game and he said you unlocked the steam iron heat action and he went what? And then all of a sudden he used a steam iron and he just right in the guy's face as a heat action because these guys don't kill people in these games.
See, I love the games like this, and I just wish my head was in the game properly of late to want to play more of it because I'm only playing it in sort of almost like an hour chunk, even though it didn't feel like an hour today. It really didn't. It only felt like about 10 minutes. I'm like, an hour's gone? Holy shit, I better get ready for the podcast. The difference between this and Fable for me is Fable at the moment does feel very silly in places, especially with the accents and with them. Well, you know, there's been traders and talking like this, you might as well.
Hey.
But with Yakuza, and you can say this as well from what I've been playing, because I know you've been playing it a bit, Yakuza 0, James, for the YouTube bits.
Yep.
The very silly side quest stuff that sometimes has the little moral ending and like is a bloody episode of Thundercats or Masters of the Universe when I was younger. But then it can go really serious really quickly, like where I am in the game with Majima's story.
Yeah,
and it has that nice balance. It really does, because it's almost like the side quest silly stuff is there as the relief from all the heavier bits.
And I think there's a reason why for that, because the difference between Fable and the difference between Yakuza is a protagonist that talks. And I'll tell you why. Because Kazuya, he has his own identity, his own drive, and the fact that he pretty much is the straight man, that he's being put into kind of ridiculous situations, and the way he reacts to those situations where like he has very human reactions. Like that girl who's like making sexual innuendos to him the entire time for a side quest, and it like never and ends up being completely and totally innocent, and he just doesn't get it until the end, and then he's like, well, silly me. But the thing is, he reacts and he has a human reaction, so even when it gets weird and goofy, there's usually morality, there's usually like good endings to there's usually a reason for the story that got told through the shortcut, and there's also you get to see Kazuma's reaction to it, where in Fable, it's you. So it's like your character doesn't talk, he makes faces and stuff like that. So you're kind of allowed your own agency in the game. But because you don't have that person reacting and kind of making you feel like, oh, this is why he felt this way, and so I should feel kind of along those lines to him, when you're allowed to feel whatever you want and the game is not directing you how to feel. If it's been goofy up to this point, you're just going to think it's a chuckle fest. And then when it pulls back and has those serious moments, then you have like that kind of disconnect. But also the tones of the game, like Fable never feels like, it always feels like kind of a lark. It always kind of feels like, in my mind, your first time playing Dungeons and Dragons. You don't know what it's about. You don't know what's really going on, and you just have a lark in a fantasy world. Where Yakuza always feels like you have the sword of Damocles hanging over your head. Like, yeah, like, okay, yeah, he's going to play, streetcars. He's going to play in the arcade. He's going to go drink and have fun at karaoke. But there's always that part that like he's got these huge things that he's dealing with. And it almost feels like he has to you have to do these as a player, because like this is the way that this character keeps himself sane, because of all of the shit that he's dealing with. Yeah,
because it gets really into it really, really quickly. in the first in Zero. And for anybody who's just joining the series of Yakuza,
Go back.
I've never
go
played
back to
any of them.
Zero. Go Zero, Kiwami, Kiwami 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6, because Zero is the prelude.
It's also
The
get to be
prequel to it.
Japan in the 80s. 80s. Also, and if you don't want to play it, you can go to the Game Won't Play Itself YouTube channel, where we have the first part 6 of the Yakuza series has just come out in 20-minute bites too. We're not putting this as whole streams, cutting it down for you guys, trying to make it a little bit more edible.
Yeah, because I'm trying not to say too much in terms of spoilerish content, because I know obviously James, you're going through it.
I've seen a playthrough of Zero though. Like I know how it ends. So there's nothing new there for me. It's just I want to play the game.
Yeah. So again, also Michael playing through it, so I don't really want to say too much. All you know is Chapter 7, Majima, the part where with the girl.
You run a hostess club.
Yeah. which is fun as well. I haven't gone back to that, but I did get a trophy. I did it for the trophy.
You did it for the trophy.
Yeah, if you know what that one is, you'll laugh your ass off. Because I'm doing this part, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. It feels a bit very iffy, but yeah.
Let's also not forget Mr. Libido.
Yes, I've seen him again. I've seen him again. Yes.
Here's a treat too. He does not show up in Kiwami, but somebody mirrors his dance moves in Kiwami, and I'll give you one guess who that is.
I'm trying to remember, because I have played 1 to 4 on the first.
He might be a little bit crazy. He might stalk you a bit. He might ambush you from time to time on the street.
Michael, you're right. It is to do with the Mucky videos.
That was the off-stream part of the play. It's like, I gotta turn off the screen. And the thing is, it was the off-stream to the point that he didn't even stop streaming the game. He just muted his mic and turned off his camera for a little bit while he watched the videos.
So, yeah, trophy. Here comes the platinum. And then the other big thing I want to talk about of what I've played this week, because again, most of the stuff you can see me playing is online, because I've hardly done any gaming off stream. Is the Pinball Tuesday is done for this year at least. I've been playing extra streams of it to get through it. I played some on, was it Monday? I did 18 high scores during this. It's just crazy. So I only had 2 left, and so I finished them off the next day. And it was really great, because we've earned over $400 so far for Extra Life. It's like 109. I earned via this challenge, and with some generous people, and we've still got generous people to come with it, and so we're gonna be over $500 before we even get to November, which is just crazy. It's
$500 before we're even out of August.
Wonderful. Yeah, which is absolutely wonderful from everyone who is donating and has donated. It's I just can't thank them enough. But I can also say we're not done there. We want to continue. We want to hit. I think we want to hit at least $1,000 before we get started with Hurgleman on Friday.
Is this the button? No, that's the button I should press. There it is.
But that's all I've really been playing this week. Dougie, you've been playing this week, matey?
I've the last 2 weeks or so. I'm really good at starting games. I'm really bad at finishing them. Mainly because the fact is I like playing multiplayer games with the community, so it kind of takes me away, if you know what I mean. So I kind of consciously went last 2 weeks. All right, I've started a whole load of games. I need to finish them. So I went on a wee binge last week and the week before. I finished Splinter Cell, Conviction.
Nice.
Which had started. And I finished Halo 5 Guardians, which has started in October 13, was it? No, 15. When did it come out? 16. The month it came out. Anyway, I did one stream of it, and then I played the multiplayer bit for a while, and then kind of dropped off, and I haven't touched it since. So I did that, and I did. Most of last week I did Red Dead Redemption, which I'd bought in the 360 when it came out. I'd never finished it. So that was an 8-year-old game. So, yay! But I think I'd got it to Mexico on the gate. If you've played it, I had got to Mexico. I'd been there, but I don't think I'd gone any further than the first couple of missions in Mexico, so I managed to get them finished. But the downside of being backwards compatible is that as soon as you put it into the
Your
Xbox
face
One,
during
it
quick
starts
sex
from
scene
back
that
again.
was-
Yeah.
Your face though during that quickish sex scene in the Mexico part was a picture.
And what was the other one? I've started Splinter Cell Blacklist, which I bought. I think when they announced they were doing backwards compatible, I went into game and I bought a whole lot of games for like £2, £3, £3, £1, £5.
Oh, nice.
So I thought, well, maybe they'll go backwards compatible. So I started Splinter Cell Blacklist. So I think I might carry on with that one next. But I've also on my game rental service, I've got Dark Souls 1, which, let's say, that's possibly going to take me a while, depending on if I get someone to carry me through most of the way, because that's what they did with Dark Souls 3. And I finished that in about 4 streams.
Yeah, if I'm going to try and finish Dark Souls 3, I'm going to need someone to carry me through that rest as well, because, yeah, those bloody twins. I'm not far from the end. It's just those twins just tripped me up and didn't go back. So I can sympathise, Dougie. I really can. Is that what you've been playing, matey?
I played Overcooked too. That's quite fun, multiplayer wise.
Yes.
Well, as I said, it's not long till EGX, so we all get to meet up as well and play some more games.
Yeah, no, it's less than 5 weeks now.
Excellent.
Lovely. Because we're also going to be part of the Saturday night party where Steve McNeil and Rob Sedgebeer are going for the world record again for Pong, for most people playing it, which I'm looking forward to because they're friends of mine. And I want to see them do well. Yeah, so if that's all you've been playing, matey, what have you been playing, James?
I had to pull up my Steam library to look. Now, luckily, a lot of this was recorded in it was actually streamed. So if you you can look at the backlog of the game won't play itself, or you can see it coming to YouTube near a YouTube thing near you. But let's kind of speed through. We play Football Manager, so we can just gloss over that. Do we count buying games as potential? We've done it before.
We can do.
So we'll talk about that. So I bought and I played the first hour of Phantom Doctrine, which is a XCOM-like spy thriller where you can play as either the United States or the USSR about uncovering a plot that's happening in kind of the Eastern Bloc area, which looked very interesting, with kind of a menacing third organization that's trying to raise global tension.
Yeah.
Of course, very excited for it. Got it. Started playing a little bit. The first character we obviously made, I'm not sure if anybody has looked at the video or not. It is Bob Ross. We have a white man with an afro, a full beard, the gigantic glasses, a tight striped shirt with one sleeve rolled up, and tight jeans and pants. So we have literally Super Spy Bob Ross to the American side. And then I'm probably going to play another version of it, the Russian side, with Mr. Rogers, Russian Mr. Rogers. Because it is beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's beautiful day in neighborhood.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Part of the People's Republic. Because here, in this wonderful country, it is not just us. We are all neighbors, and we must strive for to do the neighborly things. Because this is what we do. But no, so I played the first hour of it. I died. My character got killed. Because apparently, you can get caught, and instead of burning my ID, I was like, I'll just try to escape. And, there was, a building of, 8 people with machine guns, and Bob Ross was trying to escape on his own. And as hard as he tried to paint happy little trees with their bloods, we did make a mistake, and it was not a happy accident.
Oh, dear. People are crying out for their free football manager stuff, dude. Vicky and Michael were saying they want to hear about Football Manager.
We'll talk about it. I'll talk about it at the end. That way people have a chance to leave the stream who don't want to hear about Football Manager. I give them the chance not to hear about it. All right? So that was Phantom Doctrine. I've also been playing Monster Hunter World. I got past Anjanath. By the way, that's on PC now, and it feels good. Feels so much good. Loading times don't exist. Or PlayStation, I have to wait for this quest, and I had to wait 30 seconds, 45 seconds for it to load in. Oh, I have to wait for this. Oh wait, I'm already ready to go. Yeah. So Monster Hunter's a lot of fun. Like I said, I've been playing it. I've been playing with the bow gun, mainly because I can just sit back and shoot things from a distance. It's not very hard to do. But it has keyboard and mouse support, and the keyboard and mouse support is very good. But I still play it with a controller, just also because I can sit back. I don't need to be over the keyboard to do it, which is nice. I've also played a little bit of No Man's Sky, a little bit of Yakuza 0. I have also, and this was
is No Man's Sky better than what it was when it came out?
It feels like a complete game. It's still not anywhere close to where it is. I have to say I love my freighter design. But I'm still trying to figure I haven't gotten to the point where I'm kind of in it where I can just start going exploring everything. I can just go kind of straight through and just kind of roll around. It's good. It's definitely a lot better if you bought it. Everything's free for you to just try it again. So it's worth it if you bought it before. What's cool is that with my freighter, I found a ship that was wrecked on the ground, and I have to get a lot of materials to rebuild it. But once you claim it, I teleported it up to my freighter, and it's just sitting in the cargo bay of my freighter, so I can slowly repair it over time. And I'm not stuck with this dilapidated, broken ship. So I was kind of happy about that. I'm like, that's kind of cool. The other thing is it's also worth 2 million whatever the units. So if I find a ship that I like, because traders will come and land in your freighter, I can use it to just buy their ship and just give them a broken down piece of ship.
So can you buy a freighter straight out then?
You don't even buy a freighter straight out. The third system you get into, there's a distress call that says, hey, can you come help us? We're being attacked by pirates. You go and you destroy 6 pirates, and they go, we're going to give you our freighter for free. So they give you a freighter and a frigate, and you can send frigates out on missions that will come back and give you units and stuff. So and you can go and buy more frigates, and there's generalized frigates, military frigates, industrial frigates, and merchant frigates. So you can create your own little fleet.
Sweet.
And you can also have it port in over the planet above you, which I like. And it's also kind of got that cool kind of, you're that whoop, and you just see it go bang, and it kind of Battlestar Galactica appears.
Now, the other question is, one of the things I found an issue with when I was playing it before is if I'm on a planet searching for, let's say, another ship, I always pretty much lost where I was when coming back down. Does it make it easier to pinpoint it? Does it have a waypoint there for you to make
You
it
can
easy
you
to
can
find
set
one.
you can set automatic waypoints, but now most of the downed ships are usually like I found my crash ship next to a major story point, so it had a save point right next to it. And then once I
Right.
got in and I claimed it, this is the cheeky part of this. Once you get in, you claim it. It says this is your ship now. You can get back out, walk over, sit back in your other ship, and that makes your other ship primary. Because you can say, I want this ship to come and land. I'm jumping on this one. The other one will then go back to your freighter. So at that point, I had my freighter,
Yeah.
and I just jumped in and said, this is your ship now. And I went back in, I jumped in my other one. And then the tricky part is you save and you reload, and you go up to your freighter, and then it's sitting in the bay of your freighter. So you don't have to give up the ship that you had. You can have multiple ships. You're not just
Oh,
stuck with
nice.
one now. You can have like 3 different ones.
Nice.
Like you can like I know I've seen some streamers play where like they have a combat oriented ship, and then they have like a freight, like their exploring ship that has
Yeah.
like more efficient drives and stuff on it. So they're like, oh, let's go out in the fighter and blow shit up, come back, land, jump in the other one. I haven't played with anybody yet, and the thing is, you can do that now. You can like all get together and community base build and stuff, which is cool. But it's interesting. It's fun. It's kind of my relax game. Like if I just want to space out.
Yeah.
That's what
Which
I do.
Fem says about that as well. That's her one. She likes playing it to do that, to just chill out with.
Yeah. So that's No Man's Sky in a nutshell. Try it. Two games that I've bought that I haven't played yet that I'm planning on, and I'm saving my big one for last. I bought Metro 2033 Redux.
Mm.
Mainly
I've
because
started that.
I've mainly because I've been re-listening to the Metro books. And I know that they're different, but I'm planning a playthrough of it. I don't know if I will stream it or if it will be a YouTube only series or a watchable on YouTube and Twitch series. But I will say that like I played like through the first part of it, like that where he's talking to you, your father, in English, and I'm like, this isn't the way this game is supposed to be played. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna have English subtitles, but it's gonna be played in Russian the entire way through because it needs to be.
Nice. So that's another game I've yet to finish because I started it. One of the charity streams I did and just never went back.
Yep, but I got the Metro bundle. So for $25, I got 2033 and Last Light Redux.
Yep.
So they're the
I got
upgrades.
that for there was it was an Xbox sale. I got it for £6 for the two of them.
I can see it sitting over there.
I've started them, but I've started one of them, the first one.
Yep.
So
So
I think I'm in a tunnel somewhere, and that's about it.
yeah, no,
You're in a lot of tunnels in that,
yeah,
dude.
there's a lot of
I know.
and the reason why I did it is because somebody posted a video, and I've been listening to the book, but somebody posted a video that it says this is one of the few games where like he came across a dark one, and the guy just stood his ground, didn't shoot at it, just stood as ground and like held its gun, and it like roared at him, stood at him, roared at him, and then just slowly walked by. This is one of the few games where you can actually just punk an enemy by just staring at it and holding your ground and just have it walk by. I'm like, I mean, and that's a pretty interesting AI. The fact that like it leads into that. The other game that I bought, and I'm excited to play, and I know it's kind of a little bit of a rage right now on the Twitch, is Graveyard Keeper, which is a Stardew Valley clone, but with a darker twist, where you're basically the keeper of a graveyard. It's
Okay.
and it's made by the same guys who made Punch Out Club.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got that whole it's different. They said they don't want to compare it to Stardew Valley, but they do a lot of the same things. But like there's research in it. There's like the more you do it, certain things gives you research points to research to do craft better things, to craft things, and you're a graveyard keeper. And there's a talking donkey's head.
Sounds as mad as Stardew.
But it's got like weird shit. There's tons of weird shit, like because you're in like a form of no, you're not even farming dead people. You're literally a graveyard keeper. You have to go. You have to prepare them for burying. You have to put them in the grave. Or if you don't have the time because you're doing other stuff, you take those people. You can just throw them in the river. the bodies in the river, but you don't get any money for it because this is how fucked up this town is. Like you get the meat from the human bodies and you can sell them to the innkeeper who will give you money for it, and then you might be able to buy meat
Mrs.
pies.
Wiggins pies.
That's messed up.
I just think of
I eat dead people.
the town eats everything, and they have like the witch burning festival where you watch a witch get burned and shit. So this once again, I haven't played it yet. Yeah, can it be a necromancer? You're not sure. There's like weird things about the church and stuff. So needless to say, it's interesting. I'm excited to try it out. Finally, the last thing I've been playing, and I may not be too proud that I'm playing it, but I am. World of Warcraft Battle of Azeroth came out, and I'm playing it. I'm streaming it, mainly. I'm not play. I made myself a pact that the only time I get to play WoW is if I stream WoW, so it kind of coincides together. And we've started. I've kind of done two things. I did the introduction to like how you get into the Alliance side of the Battle of Azeroth. We may do a Horde side of it, showing how we get into the Horde side of like this is the story leading into like the new areas, which I'm excited for. But I've also started probably the most ambitious video series I've ever tried, which is the 1 to 120 challenge, where I take a character from level 1 and bring him all the way to max level. Just playing the game.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm using the equipment that I have from playing it for over 12 years and everything that gives me experience buffs. This isn't like we're going to experience all the game and we're going to go at the slowest pace and get the gear the other time. It's like, no, this is like a leisurely drive through Azeroth. Like, we're going to enjoy it, we're going to have fun with it, but at the same time, like, I'm not going slow. Like, we need to get to 120 here. And
I was going to say, is this what your 8-hour streams be on for Extra Life?
It may be. It may just be playing World of Warcraft, which they may have the raids at that point too. So
I've never played a WoW game, so
See-
just trying to get me to do it with Jonobo.
don't start. But if you do, I can recommend a server for you where you might be able to play with a few people. So, that's the other thing I've been playing. I'm excited. I've enjoyed it. I've been, it's changed. The more things change, the more it's changed, but you feel that the story has matured.
Yeah.
They've got some cool armor and stuff that I'm going to probably try and make a grind towards. And really, it's probably, and the other thing too is I didn't buy a subscription. I bought a game card, so I essentially bought 2 months of gameplay. So after the 2 months of gameplay is done, I may re-up, I may not. It all depends. So
It depends how close you are to that 120.
but it depends. Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's a grind. Well, I played for how many hours? I think it's an hour and 15 minutes, and we got it to level 13.
Nice.
So we beat kind of like the starting area of the game, the starting area and like the first main area. We're playing as an Alliance Hunter. The reason why we're playing as Alliance because I like playing as Alliance, and Hunter is a really easy class to play. So it's not like I'm going to be playing a difficult class that's going to make it hard on progression. It'll make it interesting to get into dungeons, but who gives a shit? This is about playing the game.
Yeah, because it seems like we've gone a bit RPGs again, really, for us from playing and streaming. Because I'm starting Dragon Age 2 on Tuesday because I beat Origins last week with the big decisions I had to make, and so now we got that. So we got Fable. We've got Mass Effect hopefully starting this week as well for myself. Now the pinball's out of the way. You've got yourself with World of Warcraft. Neverwinter Nights from Chris when he streams it.
Which is all the time. Like Chris is away right now, and he's probably playing Neverwinter Nights, and he's probably not even at his computer.
Yeah.
But no, I do plan on playing a little bit more Yakuza, playing some more Metal Gear Solid. Like, there's a lot of games that we have in our pipelines right now that I'm playing, and what I have to kind of like let people understand is that I've been trying to stream more, so they do show up and I do stream a little bit more. But you also have to understand is that I'm not going to be like, I'm going to stream this game on this day. It's just not how I operate. I'm going to stream the game that I feel like playing that day. If it's Metal Gear Solid, it's Metal Gear Solid. If it's Monster Hunter, it's Monster Hunter. But that's just kind of how I've been playing it.
Well,
So I
that's
can't
like,
really
so
do it.
my bit will be changing when I go through these games because I'm gonna blatantly rip off Will's toy clearance idea that he's done, but just expand it a little bit more by playing all the Assassin's Creed games, going through once I've done my games at the moment. So it will be an Assassin's Creed channel, including things like Russia, China, and India, the 2.5 ones, and Liberation, because that came finally out properly on backwards compatibility on Xbox. You have to go through the browser website to get the game for it, but it's there. So, one quick thing about Extra Life while I remember. I've actually started to nail down what games I'm going to be playing. So all on PC, so we can flick between the games easier. Speedrunners, so if you have it on PC, let me know. We can play. There's Golf with Your Friends. We're going to play some of that. And I'm going to be getting my trucker hat on and started American Truck Simulator.
American. Huh?
American Truck Simulator. I have played some of Euro Truck Simulator 2. I need to go back and fix my truck on that because I haven't done so.
We just need to turn our channel into a simulator channel. Farming Simulator, American Truck Simulator, Football Manager, F1 Sports Manager.
Yeah.
just all of the sim games. We're just playing sim games. I mean, I could get real on it. Anybody heard of Aurora 4X?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you heard of Dwarf Fortress?
No.
Okay. Aurora 4X is literally just a menu game with a very minimalist screen that real-time simulates basically what's the best way to describe it? If you don't know Dwarf Fortress, it's a strategy game where you basically are micromanaging an empire that grows through like interstellar travel, and everything like it real time simulates asteroids and other things. You can build up resources, explore warp points, find stuff, but it's very minimalist to like where it's like an old DOS game.
Yeah.
It's also free to play. Like one guy has developed this over 10 years and like has just been coding things into it. And it's great, and it's like it's a great game, but like if you like, it's like an EVE Online level of learning curve, where like it's ridiculously hard to get into, but like once you're into it, like it's really fun, it's really interesting to play. And I've watched people play this, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I've never thought myself to be a strategy guy or a guy who likes playing like spreadsheets kind of games. Looks at Football Manager and how much time he's got in the Football Manager. Well, and I just like look at this and I'm like, well, it's free. I could learn how to play it, and I just think about myself back at Football Manager, but I probably won't because this. Oh, but yeah. By the way, also Football Manager 2019 has been released, as a due date in November.
Nice.
Can we all say yay for that? I'm excited for this. It's added to my wish list.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
There you go. Say yay. Right. So,
But it's getting that time now. It's getting the next 3 months or so. It's going to be games hitting us left, right, and center.
I'm watching Tottenham play right now.
it's starting from this week, dude. It's gonna start getting crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've got Strange Brigade coming out in the next couple of weeks. Shenmue this week. Then you've got Spider-Man, Forza, Tomb Raider. I mean, that's just the start.
Yeah. But let's not forget in September, for those of you who aren't as excited about this as I am, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is coming out, and they're going back to the Valkyria Chronicles 1 style of gameplay, which I'm excited for. I'm just looking at my wish list. Number 1 is obviously Football Manager 2019.
Formula 1 2018 is coming out as well.
Formula 1 2018. So this channel will slowly make a hard shift from RPGs to just simulation games. Hard shift.
No worries, Gary. Thank you very much for joining in, dude. And then you've also got Kiwami 2 coming.
Yep, Kiwami 1 is coming to PC soon.
Yeah, so then once you finish 0,
Yep.
Kiwami comes on too. Again, there'll be the Yakuza will be all over our YouTube channel again.
Yeah, it'll just be so much Yakuza. Also, I'm just looking at like the games I have on my wish list, which there aren't too many, but like the new games, like Metro Exodus,
Yeah.
is on there. Football Manager, Valkyria Chronicles, just some solid choices coming up.
Yeah,
I quite fancy that 2 Point Hospital.
2 Point Hospital looks interesting too. That's a good callback kind of a game.
Yeah, it's sort of like a reimagining of Theme Hospital.
Mm-hmm. Also,
That's
Will,
it's
Farming
30th.
Simulator 2017 is free this weekend on Steam.
as it's free, I might as well get it, won't I?
It's free for the weekend. You can play it for free all weekend.
Oh, okay.
It is $99. It's $9 if
Yeah.
you want to buy it.
$7.99 here, yeah, weekend deal.
I'm trying to look at some other stuff that they've got here. That's coming out. I'm looking at PC here. The Walking Dead, the Bard's Tale trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk. We Happy Few came out, but none of us are probably playing We Happy Few.
Yeah, I've heard it's
It's a
buggy,
bit
messy
buggy.
shit.
Saw the Jim Sterling one when he walked up to the woman and asked her a question. She was sitting on a park bench, and then the guy sitting beside her just drifted off down the road. So he followed it, and then he drifted back,
And
just sitting in the same position, just on a park bench seat. That was funny.
yeah, even Vicky sent it back really quickly, didn't you, Vicky? If you're still in chat, because she tried it, she got it. I think it's Boomerang. She got it and just went, yeah. So I mean, as Michael was saying, like Soul Calibur 6, Life is Strange 2. There's just so much coming out, and so I've got to pace myself for this because
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
EGX is literally just
Round the
over
corner.
4.5 weeks away now.
There's also Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is supposed to be in the vein of Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, even like Divinity Original Sin 2 came out on consoles recently.
By
Yes,
the
I
way,
bought the original. I need to play it on Xbox.
you need to play
Yeah.
Divinity Original Sin 2. 2 is
Yakuza-
much
Yakuza
better
2
than the original.
On PS4 at the end of the month.
This is
Is that already out? Or maybe I'm looking at Boomerang. So maybe it's already out.
So yeah, Red Dead 2 as well in
Oh, yeah.
October. But again,
Battlefield
microtransactions
5.
can wait till next month. It can wait till next year because I'm keeping my New Year's resolution 8 months into that bastard, and I am not stopping now. So shout outs time. Should we do shout outs? Then we can
Shoutouts
do
to Tottenham for being 3-1 up on Fulham.
nice. Then we can let James do the football manager bit for Michael and Vicky.
It's a quick one. Don't worry, guys. It's a quick football manager bit.
That's what she said. So shout outs time. Big shout out to Tom Marrett, who was in earlier in the chat. Jamie and Mark from the Game Shed for letting me hang out with them last weekend because they could have just went, no, just go round yourself. So yeah, good bunch of people. Tom is on Twitch, like Tom Marrett, pretty much that. TOMMARE double T. That's his bit on Twitch, and the Game Shed is TGSHD on Twitch. Also, want to give a shout out to Lucy as I get well soon, Lucy. We would love to have had you on today, but if you're not well, you're not well. It's that simple. But we hope to have you on soon. Also, Stupidly Epic, I want to give a shout out to because he's one of the people matching my donations for Extra Life with the pinball. My God, man, you've helped us hit the ground running on this. Michael as well, want to give a shout out to him because he donated. Punisher, same thing, donated. Kim, I know, is going to be donating. It's so all of those people, all the ones in chat as well. And Will for doing another challenge for us. Will's Toy Clearance is saying that if if he can hit 1 billion in the Sorcerer's Lair pinball table, he will give a fiver. If I can beat the 1 billion as well, he will give another fiver to it. So that's another thing I've got to look at between now and November, and that's my shout outs. Dougie, your shout outs, dude.
Just sort of like pretty much to this great community we've all got, because it's we're all kind of working together, making, you know, we're looking for the partner, but we're if we stick together, we'll we'll get there. It's going to take a while, but we'll get there, and that's us. For everybody who basically streams and comes by my stream, Michael, Stupidly Epic, Will, Toy Clearance, everybody's pretty much here.
Yeah.
Yourself, Lard, if you want as well, if for that extra life, if I do because normally I do a dress up Halloween stream, then I'll do that and try and raise money for Extra Life for you as well.
You'd be more than welcome to, dude.
Just because we're doing it in November doesn't mean other people can't do it in other times.
No, I'll add to the pile before you start. Reese's Wave as well. Pretty much everybody who's in the chat comes to mind. Vicky, James, Hurgleman.
Yeah, this is. Thank you all for for giving a good support to what is our first Saturday tea time show. I think with what we've seen here, this is probably going to become a monthly thing. I do have to talk to Will about possibly changing the date for the next one, because I may be in Newport, Rhode Island.
That's fine. We can have a chat about that.
It's very easy. Just we either push it forward a week or we push it back a week.
Well, if we push it back, I won't be here because it'd be
push it forward. We make it the second. We make it the second Saturday.
Hell yeah!
Instead of the fourth or the third. Gives us time. So yeah, thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Dougie.
We all know Lard's flexible.
I try to be as flexible as possible.
Flexible. It's because he's got to watch those videos for the platinum. Man. He's got to watch those videos for the platinum.
So also, I can put a call out if you are a streamer. It doesn't matter big or small. If you want to come on the show as a guest, if you're part of the games industry and you want to come on as a guest, whether it be a dev, whether it be a presenter, whether it be a podcaster, give us a shout. We will try and get you on. We
also like streaming with female streamers.
Yeah.
So there's no
not for a creepy.
It's not creep, not in like, but we stream with them. We're not like the rumor mill can say what they want. We obviously have never been a part of like any weird rumor mills about keeping people in my basement for like an entire season of the show.
Or pants being left in pub bathrooms and stuff.
Or the fact that there may be / fan fiction being written about two of the hosts.
We don't sit there while we're streaming and go, later. Yeah, we don't do that. It's fine.
It's fine. Like, no, it's not like that we haven't already created our own little self-destructing areas in our own way.
Or been streaming and having a email from head office.
Yes. There
Internet remembers.
There were HR complaints. There were HR got involved. Especially when I'm involved in HR, there's a problem. But
it's all good. It's all good fun. We know that we're gamers. Doesn't matter the gender. We're gamers.
It's fun. It's meant to be fun.
If you're just want to play games and have fun, that's all.
It's all about having fun. So if this isn't the right kind of fun for you, we're sorry for that, but we're happy that you stopped by. If this is the right kind of fun for you, welcome to the community. We hope you stick around. Also, like, if you're offended by this, you may want to like recheck your kind of like what you think is of fun and your possibilities, because this was a relatively wholesome. Also, I see a cat tail, and I'm very happy about it. There's a cat. We have come full circle on the internet because there's now a cat on our thing, which means there's a video that was obviously going to get 100,000. Oh god, it's a cat playing with a thing in the background, not two. So this is a 10 out of 10 stream. Cats playing with stuff in the background. This is why. I should also say this is for the audio bit of the show. If you listen to us for this long, thank you very much. You've been a supporter of some way, somehow, and we really do appreciate you being here all this time. If you could leave a like, leave a follow, leave a subscribe, leave a whatever social media platform that you're on, listening to us, watching us, hearing us. We really do appreciate it. If you want to go on to whatever podcasting service that you use to leave a review of the show, we really do appreciate that. Also, if you want to go on iTunes and leave a review, that helps because, believe it or not, the more people leave reviews on iTunes, the bigger the show gets, the more people get to listen to this interesting mix of things that we do. And the more it helps it grow, and ultimately the entire point of this is to grow a community. And through either watching, sharing, telling somebody about it, following, subscribing, hitting the bell button, liking videos, disliking PewDiePie's videos, and liking our videos, anything you can do to help out the channel realistically does it. And once again, we're not even asking for monetary support. If you just tell somebody else, tell another friend, say, hey, this is a good group of communities, a good group of people that we all want to have you guys be a part of. We appreciate that, and hopefully we'll see you back here next time. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Bye-bye. Welcome to the Corby Town Report. This is now I'm now about to talk about Football Manager for about 5 minutes. I was playing Football Manager up until the show started. We finished our first season in the Premier League. We've been promoted. We did the quadruple. At least the game says we did the quadruple. It's not really a quadruple. We won the Community Shield. We won the Caballero Cup. We won the FA Cup, and we won the Europa League. And we came in
Europa League. Yep. That just makes my mind go warm.
Yep. We beat. You want to hear how crazy the Europa League final was in Scotland, and it was Liverpool versus Corby. Also, on the last day of the season, we jumped from 4th to 2nd place, behind Manchester United. So we got a good we got a good group of kids. We've got our right winger Matthew Grundell, our Welsh international winger. Mm-hmm. We've got Marcus Rogers, the Corby Town original supporter. We have our Dutch striker, Tony Steelman, which I thought was very, very fitting, apt given that I kind of had to sign him, and it turns out he's also like the next, I don't know, Luis Suarez or whatever, Alan Shearer. Let's get like the next greatest striker. We obviously have the best goaltender in the world with Adam Balls, because he loves grabbing those balls and making sure those balls are in his hands at all times and getting the balls away from his goal. It's just all about those balls. Yeah, he came in second. Yeah, he came in second. In our first season in the Premier League, mind you. We have a lot of money, also too, because we made like $100 million this year for just TV revenue. And so what we've done is we've set up international sponsorship deals with South Korea. And thank you, Dougie. It's all about those balls. We set up sponsorship deals with a Dutch side and a South Korean team. So we have that set up so they can actually send their youth internationals through our system, so we can actually get good players. The other thing too is that the Dutch side is actually the team that I bought Tony Steelman from, who is obviously who's going to be the best striker in the world. So I figured if this is the team that can develop out of the youth system, Tony Steelman, we'll develop a relationship with the club, and then we will just look at have full on access to their farm system, and just like, oh, that looks like a good guy. We're just going to take him now because we can do that.
It's a pity you don't have it like Tony Stark, because then you could have iron and steel.
No, we don't. We don't. We're a very international team, actually. We have our striker is Dutch, our left winger is English, our attacking midfielders, which we rotate to, are both Brazilian. Our right winger is Welsh. Our two central midfielders are French and Russian. Our left back is English. Our center backs are Brazilian and Spanish. Our right back is Argentinian, and our goalkeeper is English. But here's a hint: Brexit happened, right?
Yep.
So it's tough to get people in. I've been buying players at 16 and bringing them into my club so that they spend 3 years and they get English citizenship. And as long as they train at your club from 18 to 21, they count as a homegrown player. So they count as English citizenship players playing for my team, and they don't count against me for Brexit. So like when we first got into the Premier League, they were like, "Here's $57 million for transfer money." I'm like, "Oh, that was a bad idea for you guys. I'm spending all of that money." And they basically just went, "Okay, Brazilian under 21s, Argentinian under 21s." Like our entire we don't have any English youth players. I have pretty much the Brazilian under 21 team as our under 21 team in Corby. So like Corby has we're importing a Brazilian population into Corby. Just a bunch of under 21-year-olds running around Corby right now. Brazilian and Argentinian under 21s.
Wait for the Brazilian carnival to appear just down the road.
Yeah, well, I'm like sitting there going
Corby favelas.
Corby favelas. Corby's always been very culturally accepting. It has a lot of immigrants coming into the area, so we thought it makes sense. Which is why we also brought in our Russian. You had Eastern Europeans coming into the area.
Yep.
He fits in really well with our French. Yeah, see, the thing is, it's all about creating an international game, right? Because obviously, to grow the brand of Corby, we get the Premier League money, but we have the smallest stadium, which is getting expanded to 18,000. We're gonna have an 18,000 seater stadium, which is the smallest in the Premier League by a mile. So we can't really generate. And also, guess how much it is a ticket to see a Corby game, a Premier League Corby game.
Did you keep it around about 10 quid?
We're in the year 2025. It's gone up a little bit due to inflation.
15?
It's $34.
Yeah, so around
£34.
around about 25 then.
Right. So think about that. No, it's £34. I play it in pounds.
Yeah.
To see a game at Corby. Well, once again, to go see a game at New Hawaii Hart Lane is £150. So once again,
that's fucking extortionate.
You've never been to an NFL game, have you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The seats that we have for the Patriots are $125 a piece.
We went to see the Bears and Buccaneers at Wembley. It's like an early birthday present for Rob. Do you know how much tickets were?
How much?
65 quid each.
Yeah, there's probably because number one, it was the Bears.
Quite high up, but
it's once again, this is the reason why I tell
the
everybody,
gods where you will
support your local teams, because if you go to see a game in Corby right now, it's £5. If you were to go to Corby like today, because I'm pretty sure they're playing on Saturday, it's £5, which is that's a steal. That's a steal.
It's the sale of the fucking century.
Yeah. But no, I mean, granted, also like the game I was looking at was Tottenham versus Liverpool, which probably no, it was Tottenham versus Arsenal, which is probably explained why like £150 for the ticket, considering the game.
That must be near the pitch though, pitch level.
I think it's pitch level, yeah. I looked at it. I looked at it this way. We're kind of transitioning away from Corby Town now to just if I'm going to go see the team I like play, I'm going to see it in the best possible way I can, because it is like a once in a lifetime kind of a thing. I almost, because Tottenham played Barcelona in the Rose Bowl here during the International Cup. I could have gone to that game for $115, been right up close to the edge, like in the front row. But the thing is, I would have had to
in the goals.
Yeah, I would have had to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, acclimate to the time difference, watch the game, and then fly back. And the flight tickets cost more than the actual game tickets. And there was like the whole like, how do I get from the airport to the Rose Bowl and back? So,
Yeah, because that's kind of like what I was saying, the opportunity I've had here, which if we can get Chris over for, yeah, it would be amazing, because it's like, it's 120 for the train now to buy tickets for it, to get up to there, before hotels, before food money, spending money. It'd be just crazy for me to do. So it's like, that's just extortion.
yeah. So we're needless to say, we're interested in doing that because I want to see a game. I eventually I will get over to England to and as part of the experience will be seeing a game. I just know that also through work now, the company I work for is an international company, so they have ties to these kind of things. But also through people I work with, work for companies that also like. I know somebody who has a relatively high up position in NBC, who NBC obviously sponsors Premier League games, and so there may be a way for me to finagle things where I might be able to get, at least if I can get the tickets for free, then I don't mind the whole flying out kind of a thing. But needless to say, like, there will be a time in my life where I get to see a Tottenham game, and there will be a time in my life where I will go and see a Corby Town game, because obviously being the American Corby Town support. I could dare say, like, the largest fan for Corby Town in the United States.
Yes, you can safely say that, I think.
I can safely say that with 100% accuracy. But yeah, that's it. That's football time with TGWPIS. Thank you for the rest of you who stayed here for that. Enjoy your afternoons, because it's not 3 a.m. when we're ending the show.
Yeah, Dougie and myself are actually wide awake.
Wide awake. I've got to go pick up Karen.
Go. Then you go.
Yeah, go.
And we can end
Go.
this now.
Yeah.
We're just
Are we going?
we'll switch this over to the ending screen. Bye. I may stream later, people. I don't know, because reasons.